Welcome back to Through the Portal. This week we've got a couple updates for you. We're talking comic books, releases, revealing the next promo card for issue 2 now that issue 1 is out. And then we're going to
Crazy.
get in and kind of dive in and talk keywords and roles and new stuff that people have been wanting to know. What does this mean? As we're spoiling cards from the upcoming Echoes of Eternity. So a lot of moving pieces here going on. First, just Echoes of Eternity coming out at the end of this month. So if you haven't put your order in with Team Covenant or your local champion store or one of our international partners, make sure you do that. Releasing alongside of that, we've announced the new champion decks, which we're excited about. We've recently played with them and played some PvE and done things, and they're just super fun. So
Yes, they're
I
very
think
good.
it's going to end up being the perfect way
Yep.
for somebody to get into Alpha Clash, and for veterans, like it's a great tuned up deck,
It's ready to go.
but it's also got a lot of staples that people are going to be
exactly.
going after. So that's fun. So make sure you get that this week. When this is coming out, these should be live. Was Cosmic Conquest issue 1. Try not to get the glare as much there.
Yeah.
Comic book.
Yep.
What do you think about the comics?
Oh man. So we've been talking about the comics for a while now. Been working hard behind the scenes on the story, the art, and the development, that whole process. And it's finally here. So this has been a part of the new approach.
Yeah.
To roll the comics into the TCG and really blend the storytelling elements. So the fact that first issue's out, the promo cards are out, like this is a really exciting time.
Yeah, so if you got your copy of this through Team Covenant, you're going to get one of these, not just one of these, 4 of these.
Yep.
Beautiful promo cards
And
here
that
for
card is
Shadowblade.
great.
It's not only cool, it's really good.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to get your hands on that. And from our international partners, Leaky Teacup, Toy Shogun, Flugenbox, in different regions of the world, they have their own unique promo cards. So make sure you're grabbing these. If you're like me and you need one of everything, I got to find a way to find some people and do some trades to get those. And so make sure you're out there. But coming up, as this is out now, once you finish the last page of this, surely you're going to want to read the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Especially. There are 8 issues in this comic arc. And so the next one is here. The first one was Intrepid's Orders. Next one is that Death of Death's Door.
Yep, Death of Death's Door.
All right, good. I didn't spoil a future one.
I say I'm trying to not use future titles.
Death of Death's Door. That one is coming out in October.
Yep.
In early to mid October.
And it has its own.
That has its own promo cards for each region. Each region again gets their own promo cards.
Yes.
And so we're going to go ahead and show those to you for the first time, so you can see what those look like in the US, Asia, Europe, and Australia, all getting their own promo card. Again, with this, where you are going to be able to pick up a playset with each copy of the comic.
Yep.
And so make sure you're getting in on that.
Yeah, just from a pure storytelling standpoint, you don't want to miss out on these comic books. And then you pile on the promo cards that go along with them. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, I would think. But who am I? So, we always have the pleasure and the benefit of knowing what's coming, and it's always hard to not want to talk about the future as we're working on things 1, 2, 3 years down the road that aren't even here yet. But I've read the series of comics and the story, and like
Al's a madman.
Al is crazy, and
Genius.
Where this story goes, I worry about him sometimes because the stuff he comes up with, I'm like,
he can really weave it all together.
How did you do that?
Past, present, future, like there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, and this story set 100,000 years in the past, but there's so many things that tie to the future.
Yep.
And there's little Easter eggs and hints and names, and you also might see some names from the community popping up.
That is
true. If you haven't started reading the story yet, as a little prize that they got for how they did in a tournament. So not only are we honoring community with products like champion decks, where You might find yourself on the back of a box and on cards and all that, but you might find your way into a comic book as well. So make sure you're grabbing those, and hopefully you like the new promo cards. And if you've already read the story, let us know what you think. But beyond that, today, I know you guys are excited about comic books and promo cards, but I don't know how many times, probably since this released this week already on Monday, and it's only been a day, uh, probably gotten 10 questions about what does trigger challenge mean.
Yep.
And so we're going to talk today about roles, trigger challenge, wrath, discover, all kinds of new things. What do they mean? What do they do?
Yep.
Now that this is getting ready to be here? So we're going to just talk briefly on what those are, what do they mean, and what can you expect moving into the new set. So one thing we've done this set is we've made a big effort to shrink down unnecessary text and just find ways to remove extra words off of cards.
Yep.
And so
it'd be like action or engage, where before it may have said once per turn during your primary phase, you may blah, 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 blah.
you may do a thing.
Now we've shrunk that whole phrasing down into, a single word, and now that has meaning. And so shortens the length on
Sometimes by a
cards
couple of full lines off of cards, which one of the things we are all about is the art. And so we want to show off as much of the art as possible. We don't want to have words on there that can be really shrunk down. So instead of once per turn during your primary phase, you may engage this card, do a thing, it now just says engage.
Yep.
And that's what that means.
Yep.
And so you'll see that with engage, action.
Yeah.
Etc. Different words. So that's been a big thing here.
Now, in light of trying to shrink down text, then also comes the flip side of once we introduce a new keyword, we also need to have the help text on it. So
the
wrath,
first set that it's in.
Yeah. And I'd say wrath is super cool ability, but it's a little lengthy. So set 6 will have the help text of wrath, but everything after that would just say wrath.
So we did all that work to remove words, and then the help text of wrath gets on cards, and it's a little wordy, but wrath is sweet.
We did optimize that as best we could.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Spend some time there. So what is wrath?
So wrath essentially is this new ability. You see it on dragons.
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly. And you get to, if a card has the wrath ability, you can reveal a card, a dragon in your hand, dragon clash card in your hand, and it has to be greater cost.
Resource cost greater than the card with wrath on it.
Yep. So dragon clash card costs more than the card that has wrath that you're activating it. You get to reveal that, put it on the bottom of your deck. Then you continue to resolve the rest of the wrath ability.
Right. So you might see a card that says, hey, this just has this ability, wrath, cool ability after the word wrath.
Yes.
But you only get to do that ability if you reveal the dragon, put it on. You might see cards that say choose one. Either it gets this small buff or ability, or wrath, get a cooler thing.
Yep.
Right. So
exactly.
Cards might not be completely
willing to show it, get rid of it, but there's some really cool synergies with.
There might even be ways you can find stuff back into your deck.
So
it may not be gone forever. We don't know that for sure, but wrath is new, and so are some of these keywords you're going to see, engage and so forth. So,
yeah. And then another one that really excites me is discover.
Yeah. Discover is cool.
Yeah.
And so
essentially, once that card gets diminished, if it has the discover ability on it, then you get to resolve the effect. And that's not the same as, discarding a card, or if it's basically says to put, cards from, deck to oblivion, it has to be diminished.
Yep. There's a contender out there that you've already seen who might like to just move some of the stuff from deck to oblivion and diminish it, and you're basically trading your deck to try to diminish it to find some things you might discover.
And I give props to Jason. So our main designer, Jason, he came up with discover like all on his own. As soon as he showed me discover and the archetype that he built for Iron Piston, I was like, this is cool. So props to him, because I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for the rest of his cards for people to find them, because I've seen some talk about Is it usable? Is it good? Is it not? I think it's great.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty cool.
it's really just a unique way to play the game.
Yeah. Um, and so, yeah, just from a design standpoint, when you play any card game, and there's only so many just basic functions of doing that you can do. And so you have to be really creative of how do you make this something unique that either hasn't been done before or people have seen it, but it has a new flavor and spin. So that's
Yeah.
always a fun puzzle to try to solve.
Yeah.
But so we've got, Wrath, we've got Discover, we have new, essentially just keywords that summarize large text, and then Trigger Challenge.
Yeah.
It's a new one.
Which happens to be on the new promo card.
Yes.
That's out. And so Clash Ground Makati is coming up soon in September.
And
And this is now playable at anything. So if you had an Awakening or if you have a Clash Ground or anything, these
locals.
are locals, you can now play this card, which you don't even know how to play it yet, technically, because it has Trigger Challenge. And so
essentially what that is if this card deals damage to a contender.
That's what Trigger Challenge is.
That's Trigger Challenge.
So if that card does damage to a contender, it triggers the challenge, then do the thing.
Yep.
And so it is a challenge.
Yep. That's it. That's
Trigger
Trigger
some
Challenge.
damage. That's Trigger Challenge. All right. So rolls. What do rolls do? We've announced, hey, rolls are coming. We've got a new roll system. If you followed the Cosmic Conquest board game, there's rolls, Sentinel, Savior, Destroyer. How does that tie into card game? What are we doing with those? What do those little symbols mean on these cards that are getting spoiled that have everybody guessing? Because we've had people say, does it mean I can't play them? Does it mean I need to have this to pay for it? Do I need to have whatever? But
yep.
I haven't seen too many like super correct guesses. I've seen some people sniffing around it. What is it?
So rolls were introduced for the Cosmic block because it's a great tie-in to the board game. They have a purpose, and that is really to give identity to these contenders and kind of the play styles that they have. And so if a card has a roll on it that isn't a contender,
it'll be between like brackets at the top of the card.
That is actually a deck building restriction. So you can't even put that card into your deck unless you meet the restriction. Now, some cards might have a name, slash roll.
Yeah, so think of like Fangyan, Warden of the Inferno. That's a card that's been spoiled. It has the Destroyer roll slash Coggan.
Yep.
So if your contender is a Destroyer or if your contender is Coggan, you can put that in your deck. If your contender is not one of those things, it's not even allowed to be in your deck.
Yeah.
It'll be an illegal card.
Yep. So that's a new deck building restriction. And so you'll start to really see strategies kind of mix up with that. So
yeah, it really, as Rich said, it defines these contenders. It also gives them unique tools that may or may not be stronger or weaker or whatever, or colors or certain things that gives the game flavor and also gives contenders special weapons and things really tied to their identity. And so if you're into the rolls, that's what that means.
I'm super excited for them. And so the contenders all have a roll on them.
All the new contenders in Echoes have a roll in the top right.
Yep. The Savior, the Sentinel, and the Destroyer. And so they have that symbol just needs to match whatever you put into your deck if it has it.
Yeah. So the contenders in this set have the benefit of they can play any previous card in that color as long as it doesn't have another restriction. They also get unique access to these, but you might have multiple saviors, in this set, and they all have access to that card. So it's not just a
it could be like a white card, but savior restriction. So then if there's multiple saviors of different colors, then it can be played there. So pretty cool.
So that is what rolls are. All right. And so that is what is new in this set in terms of keywords and rolls. And you're going to see a whole heck of a lot more than that in terms of what's new, though, once you crack into these boxes, these packs.
And with the comprehensive rule book, launching with Echoes of Eternity. All this will be laid out officially, and so you'll have access to that.
Yeah, it'd be just a few weeks until this is actually in writing and you can see it. They'll
Yeah.
come out with launch, but we get to see, these cards throughout the process and do some QC, but it is until we get them in our hands and I get to open them. And every set, as soon as we get one, I immediately crack a box and all the packs and rip through them. And um, I'm really
Yeah, it's
happy
pretty
with
cool.
really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
Um, we hope you guys love it. Certainly more of a comic book aesthetic, even more so than we've ever had.
Yeah.
Before and even now, as set sevens going to print and you're working on eight and you're doing all these things and you see just the comics and the artwork come to life. It's just, it's finally tying things together in a way that you always hoped that it would.
Yeah.
I
feel like we fully leaned into the comic book identity now.
Yeah. Here, especially as we move into the seventh and eighth sets.
Yeah.
I have to be careful not to say the names of the sets every time I'm talking about it and just say set 7 and set 8 because we haven't told you that yet, but we will eventually. So make sure you're ready for all this and things to come. Get your pre-orders in, pick up your stuff, pick up your comics, all those things. We love your support.
Yep.
Hope to see you guys in Nashville and Makati over the next month plus here.
It's gonna be a crazy fall.
So this coming weekend we are going to be at GalaxyCon Des Moines. So if you're in Iowa, we'll see a whole bunch of people there. We still have 5 more conventions this year for us on our side. Maybe more. We never know. We're crazy. We could always add one. But we got GalaxyCon in Des Moines, GalaxyCon in St. Louis, Planet Anime in Kansas City,
LA Comic Con, ClashCon,
and ClashCon. Those are our 5 events left for the year, which are all unique. LA Comic Con, we might even have a special guest at our booth.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned there.
Man, a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah, somebody there you all might want to meet. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you soon.